And okay, so the opt-ins are on the side. I do switch them out. Whatever is working is what I put on the sidebar. So anybody
Okay.
comes in and sees like this one, my email list that has subscribed to this one to date is a little over 1,000. So I leave it there because they can see it really quickly. Then within my post, so this is yesterday's post, whatever flows naturally, I will start writing and then interrupt myself in the middle, like, I don't know, about a third of the way into the post with the opt-in. A lot of times readers don't make it all the way to the bottom. I used to put it in the bottom and it just didn't get as much until I started putting it closer to the top.
Okay, so so that's
It is. So this is an opt-in. And
okay. Okay. I'm just taking it all in.
yes. And I want to put on the social warfare, so I don't have the images so big on there, but I'm just in the middle of learning the teachables for my course, and so I'm like, I'm not learning one more thing. This works right now. I'm sticking with it. So
No, it's okay. I mean, I think if it's working for you, you're getting subscribers that way, right?
yes, and this is the vertical Pinterest size, so every time I do a post, I can just pin it from here, and Pinterest sends a lot of my traffic, and so this particular pin, this particular image gets a lot of traffic from Pinterest.
Okay, so a Pinterest size image embedded into the Mailchimp, but I don't know how to do that.
So we'll do that. So it is embedded in the Mailchimp, but it's also embedded in my post.
All right, you're gonna have to show me that.
Yeah, and then under the image is the short code that takes them to the short code that allows them to subscribe, and that information goes to Mailchimp.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, so then I go down and, the rest of the post is there. I don't put another opt-in. A lot of people say have a couple, but for me, I just feel like that's busy, so I haven't. But people, will have it, like on there below the fold too. They'll have opt-ins there, but I just haven't. So, so that's what it looks like on this side. All right, let's go to Mailchimp and we can look at what it looks like there. Okay, so let's go to my lists. Okay, so you have your Mailchimp set up. Do you have like one list, or do you have
just one at this point? It's too small to do anything else with.
Sure. So I would. The person who developed your site set that up. Did she set that up with like an email sequence that goes to them once they subscribe?
Actually, at this point, it's more like an instant access. They don't have to get it from email. As soon as they put their name in and hit it, they get the download.
Okay, so I would advise you to set up an email sequence, or at least one welcome email that goes to them. Well, I think I have two. And so let's look at what that would look like. Okay, so my main master list, I just have it Hope, Joy, and Christ newsletter.
Okay.
And over in the little drop down, you can go to Signup Forms, and most of that is going to be in this section.
Okay.
So go over there. In the general forms, where we want to go? In the general forms, you can set up the email sequence. So let's look at that. All right, it lets you. The sign up form here would be, this one is if you want, like if they click the image, it would create a pop out. Like it would take them to another page, which I do sometimes, but not too often, because I feel like if it's right on the page where they put their information, they're more likely to finish that action.
Right.
Okay, so that's kind of that. I do like change this because it says something like subscribe to my newsletter. So in all the courses they say don't say subscribe, make sure you're using the word like download or
Right.
community or something like that.
So go back up though for a second. So when you landed here, it says sign up forms, and then there's that URL code. Did you put that in, or is it creating that?
It's creating it.
Okay.
It's creating it there, and that's not the main one we're going to use. So it's just there in this form. This is just the page where you can make sure everything is attractive or matches your brand. You want it to look the way you want it to look. Okay, so edit this to say whatever you want it to say. And I've played with it a little bit here and there, like to say, thanks for joining my tribe, or just different things. This is kind of the one that has done the best, is welcome to my community.
Okay.
And in the edit, you can, like anything you could do in Word, you can do here. Change the font, change the style, make it match whatever you want.
Okay.
And then, let's see, in the download, let's see, where did I change that? I have to think about in the translated. I have to think about where I changed it, because it originally says subscribe, and you want to change it to say download. Subscribe to list. So here
Okay, so
it would say
change.
subscribe. So you just reword it. Okay, and then you can save the translation settings. And I probably have too many browsers open saying shut some things down. Okay, all right, so that's all that I change in that. So in this drop down, we're going to go to a confirmation thank you page. Oh, we should be in build it, not translate it. So build it. Okay, and here again, you're going to change the wording. It's going to be generic, whatever, subscribe, thank you for subscribing, or something like that.
Okay.
In this goes to them like an email. So this is kind of my first email to them, and I'm just introducing myself. That way they're used to seeing emails from me. They say put your picture in there so they see your face. In case they just wanted your freebie, this gets a little more just personal.
Gotcha.
And I just have some, some generic wording like, welcome, here's my about page, get to know a little more about me. And then just telling them if they really want to hear from me, make sure you add me to your email contacts so it doesn't go to your spam. And then in this one, I give them their freebie here in case they didn't get it in the other. So yours gives it to them right there. But sometimes they forget to get it or whatever. So they would email me a bunch. I didn't get it. How did you? So I just put it in the thank you email.
Okay, how do you embed that in there?
Okay, so edit. You can add, here my little bars over my things.
There's just a lot more to Mailchimp that I don't know. I feel like I wonder if they have any, I know they have a lot of things you could Google, but I wonder if they actually have like little courses or videos.
They have, like if you go to YouTube, they have a lot.
All right, I need to do that because I've just basically set up a very basic that I thought I was really proud of myself for doing that.
We grow, right? There's always a lot to learn.
Yeah, it really is because I'm such a visual person that just reading about it, like I don't know how that's going to look and what's that going to look like to the customer, that's what I need to see. So
here it really is set up kind of like the WordPress dashboard.
Yeah.
A link, you can add a graphic.
So you just you just like you did, click here to download, then you make that the hot link. And what is that hot linking to though? To like, is it going to Dropbox or something?
I haven't done Dropbox because we use that for our personal. So I do Google Drive.
You have it in Google Drive. Okay.
And so in Google Drive, I have a folder for my free gifts for Hope, Joy, and Christ.
Because I know some people do Dropbox and some people do Google.
Yep, and so it's super easy to upload it here. You just drag something and drop it into the thing. And then once you're in it, you can go up here to the add whatever, and in advanced settings, you are going to change who can see it to anyone with a link can view.
Yeah, okay.
And then you just grab that link to share.
Mm-hmm.
Grab the link and go back over to your mail.
Yeah, I prefer Google Drive over Dropbox anyway. So you just have a dedicated folder where you stick all these kinds of things in there.
Yep, I do.
Okay, I can do that.
So you get it, you save it, and then, I mean, you just change it to look like whatever you want it to look like.
And then you just insert your image that you've already created on Pinterest.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So I also do a final welcome email and make sure that that doesn't say subscribe, just says welcome. And I ask them in it to email me back. So I just want them to get used to talking to me. And so each one of them says, hey, just tell me a little bit about yourself. And they really do. It's a lot of fun getting to know them.
So once when they're in that post and they say, go ahead.
No, he's not going to come in there because you're going to close the door on him.
Fine, open it.
Okay, sorry.
You're fine. Once they're in your post and they say, okay, I want to click on this, they put in their email address, their name, and they hit that subscribe or download. Are they getting the download right away?
It comes through their email.
Okay, but then automatically these two follow-ups will follow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's called an email sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. These are all the little things that I could be so much more versatile if I was getting well-versed in.
Gotcha. Yep, I hear you. So after we're done with that, we're going to go back to forms. Okay, so we want the embedded form. That's going to give us all the code to put into your post.
So first you just create it under general forms.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then you have to go back to embedded forms.
Yes.
Okay, that's why people say Mailchimp is a little wonky.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot, but it's free. So
I know, right?
Yes. Okay, so in embedded forms, all right. So it's going to be that same. So in the general, we're just setting up our email sequence. That's really, what that's about. This one, you still have to come in and change the wording. And why does it say subscribe to our mailing list? So it should say welcome to the Hope, Joy, and Christ community. All right, so I'm not gonna show only the required fields or show all fields, whatever you want there. You can change this, but every time I've gone in to change it, because I'm not super codey, I end up messing something up.
Okay.
So it won't let you change this word here. I actually change it after I copy the code. So
okay.
Then I change it.
Okay.
So you just click in here and copy out this big long mishmash of code.
Right.
And then, so let's go over to the post. All right. So which one is this one's going to be the anxiety? It doesn't matter. And after I have it in the post, I just copy and paste from post to post instead of going through Mailchimp.
Okay.
I have the bars, the horizontal line is so I remember where to start copying and where to stop copying.
Oh.
That's kind of my cheat.
Okay, so you embed this how? Under, are you going to go to that text tab or just right here in the visual?
Yes, I'm going to do it in the text. Okay, so we'll just do it at the top. I kind of tell myself where I'm at, and I'm just going to put in a little dot dot, and I'm going to move over to the text, and then Control F to find my dot dot in the middle of all of that, and it'll highlight it for me. That way I know where I'm at within it, and I don't mess up any coding that I don't understand.
Right.
All right, and then I'm going to, oh, I should have put a dot dot on both sides. That's okay, you can do that in here too. The dot dot, that way I'm going to work between that and not mess anything up. I'm going to just paste what I copied out of Mailchimp.
Okay.
I have those dots and I can see where it is, and I'm going to find the word subscribe because I don't want that in it. It's going to be toward the end. Okay, so it says here, this is the strand. We're just going to change the input type, value type. I never remember which one. It doesn't mess up if you get it wrong. So I'm just going to say download now. And then I'm going to go back to the visual and make sure it changed it in the right place. And it didn't, so I put it in the wrong one. Okay. So this should say subscribe is the value it's going to go to there. Okay. So what did I do? Undo whatever I just did. And value download. Okay, I changed the wrong one. I always do it the wrong way. That's why after I get it right, I just copy and paste it from the post. Subscribe. Value should say download now. I spelled it wrong. Okay. Go back. All right, so it changed that word there. I can add my image here. Add media. What this one's about, anxiety. Maybe. This one is the one that's got it in there. I'm going to take out my little piece here. I'm going to give myself a line so that next time I want this, I can just come copy and paste from line to line. And it's in there.
Awesome.
So then it looks like this on the other side. And it goes right to, they just enter their information, download, and it goes right into your list. And they will get your emails, they'll get their freebie, and they'll just start being used to hearing from you right there.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, so I need to create an email sequence and then try one of these embedding. And I guess if I just at least get one done for now, and it works well, I'll have more confidence to keep doing it.
Yes, and definitely start with whichever post is getting the most traffic right now on your site.
Okay.
See and do all of that because that's not really what I want there. Okay. All right. Was there anything else?
Yeah, I would like to see an image and what you put in the alt text because I keep getting conflicting information about that. So remember, Susan's husband said it should be what the picture is because it's really for like access for someone who couldn't see it. But if I described the picture, it wouldn't really make any sense in Pinterest. Here, this is an angel on top of a laptop. Like, what does that mean? You know, it's a so I know for Pinterest, you want it to pull in like maybe part of your text from your post or your keywords, right?
Yes. So I've tried it, just a shorter version, but because I use Tailwind, Tailwind grabs the alt text. So I make my alt text and my description match.
Okay.
I just have not had any luck with the other, and it works. So
That's what I was doing in the beginning.
yeah.
And I just thought, well, whichever it grabs, and that was working. But then when I started just kind of simplifying the alt text, I noticed that, yeah, my pins just say something stupid like,
Yes.
you know, trust God. You know, it's not grabby enough. So I'm going to go back to what I was doing. Okay.
Yep. So, and I spend a lot of time before I write and before I do the creation, like with my keywords.
Okay.
Sure that my keywords are in the post title. And then the keywords that I want to rank for in Pinterest are always the same. And so those go in, I mean, I'm sure at some point they will change, but like Christian marriage advice, biblical marriage, like I just pull them in. I make sure that my post has a couple, and then I pull them down with hashtags.
Okay.
Probably bite me at some point because Pinterest goes back and forth between
hashtags. I know. And then, so typically, like, how many keywords are you using? I can see basically what your hashtags are, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not doing enough, I think, with keywords. And I'm going to go back to making that alt text more descriptive.
Do you know it was super helpful, the Pinterest video that Jolene did with, was it LaToya?
Okay.
So the Pinterest piece of it was all basic Pinterest.
Okay.
So there wasn't anything, you know, advanced in that until like, I don't know, 3/4 of the way in, she started talking about keyword research on Pinterest and showed really how to do that there and see like what people were searching for.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh my gosh. So did you see that? It was, I can show you, it's super simple.
I didn't because I thought, oh gosh, this is one thing I mean, like you said, you can only learn so much and go to so many videos or you just get nothing done. And I thought, well, one thing I think I have a good grasp on is Pinterest.
Yes.
So I didn't think it was going to be anything new. But then when I watched your video, I learned something new. So I guess my word for yesterday was be teachable, which I think I'm trying to be, but it's so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming, and I don't get easily overwhelmed, but I'm telling you, and I mean, my background has been in online schooling since 2003, and I've been in operations, I've worked in systems, so it's not like I'm like a tech idiot, you know. It's like, but it's still, it's all different in every system you use. And so for me, like this whole thing with Mailchimp, it's like, really?
Yes. Oh my gosh. They say that ConvertKit is amazing and so much simpler, but I'm like, it's like $60 a month, and I'm not at that point yet.
No, and that's the thing. I just kind of keep spending. So I'm to the point where I kind of like told myself, you're making everything an excuse. I could be successful if I had a good website. I could be successful if I had a coach. I could be successful. And so it's kind of like yesterday I realized, you know what, stop it. Like, you have a lot that you know, so just start implementing it, you know.
Oh, wait, the keywords are it was super simple. I was like, how did I not know you could do that on Pinterest? So like my keywords are usually Christian marriage. So as you're typing, like the pieces that it tries to auto-populate, those are the things people are searching the most. Those are the most search terms.
So you use what it's auto-populating?
Yes.
Okay.
And like after like just the core of it, so I wouldn't click on those. I would just stick with Christian marriage for a minute. And then all of these little boxes are other popular things that they are searching for.
Okay.
You end up with like this huge list of, long tail keywords.
So Christian marriage and then tattoos.
Right? I know. But then if you click on that, like it takes you to another list.
These ring tattoos. Yeah. Okay.
So it could continue to make your long tail keywords. So like
Oh.
if I went to like Corinthians 13, which is a series I'm in, so it says you just keep clicking through the tail words until it quits giving you those boxes, or until the boxes are just a few.
Oh.
It's not searched as often. So you could go back and just see, how far do they go? Like, wow, that was super simple. And when I started doing that, like my traffic went up again because people were actually searching those keywords.
Because they're searching like Google, and we all get specific when we go into Google. We don't just search
Right.
Christian marriage. We would say Christian marriage, unfaithful husband. And then, and that's what we would want to get to, that specific article.
Yeah.
So that's how they're searching in Pinterest too.
Yes. And I was like, wow, that's easy. I can do that for a few minutes before I start writing.
Well, yeah, because I'm just throwing in some keywords and some hashtags thinking that's in my mind, but you got to know how to use the data. This is really awesome.
That's it. Okay, stop sharing.
I think you have a calling to help bloggers blog. I think it's what you're very strong at, because you're a good teacher and you're very helpful.
It's funny, I did a blog party last year and really connected with about 27 other bloggers. And I'm always like, man, I just have such a heart for them. Like, I don't feel like God's called me to be Amy Porterfield or, any of those, people who teach blogging. I'm like, man, I would love to just help women not be stuck where they are, like if God's called them to this.
Well, that's just it, because I was reflecting yesterday on roadblocks or giving up, and I thought, for the first several weeks, I just said I quit and cried and stomped my feet like a baby. And again, I'm coming from a very technical background. I use technology 24/7, and I was struggling with this and so frustrated, and I just kept saying, I quit, I can't do this. It's beyond me. How are these women putting code in here and making their sites look like this? And then when I kind of got beyond that, I still was probably every month going, I'm just too behind. I just can't catch up. I'm too behind. And I would just cry. I just want to write.
Yeah.
And maybe speak a little, but I don't want to build a website. Right. So that's when I broke down, and I did I did pay for her to build my website, which I think does help me have confidence, because otherwise it looked like I was DIYing it and it wasn't good. And some people are good at the design. I wasn't, and I'm such a perfectionist, it was never going to be good enough. So, but at this point, I need to know how to manipulate things in and out and switch things. I can't go back to a designer just for a Mailchimp, thing. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you get into it thinking, all right, God's called me to do this, and I'm going to write all for him. And you're like, oh, and then I have to market and like, it just feels so not like a ministry at that point.
Exactly. And the last time I even looked at blogging was probably 2009, when people really just pulled up a little piece of paper online and wrote, today I'm thinking about, that was blogging. And I put that aside and went on and worked like a crazy person for 7 years, and came back and said, I could do this, and thought, well, the life has gone on without me. I have no clue what's been going on in the blogging world. And in 2009, you didn't think of self-publishing. That was vanity press, and it was very frowned upon. Now, everybody's self-publishing.
Yes.
So things change, which is a great opportunity. It also... it makes it noisy out there. There's a lot of stuff going on. And so, you just have to learn to tune a lot of it out and find those people that are kind of where you are and are taking this serious and moving forward and learn from them, which is, and yeah, I'm never going to be a Melissa Griffin. I don't want to be her, but it's also intimidating when you're first starting and you see Melissa Griffin talking about blogging. You're like, what? So it's nice to have someone like Tiffany who's farther ahead, but not Melissa Griffin making $10 million a year.
There you go.
So it's safe to ask you questions, hopefully.
Anytime.
And I feel the same way. I'm always eager to help people because I know how frustrating it could be.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate your time so much because I know it's valuable. And as far as Thursday mornings go, like I said, I'm not opposed to early. I just